Marvel Rivals are beating the dead game allegations with every single patch. NetEase just dropped their latest dev talk and we've got a lot to go over because season 4 is shaping up to be massive. There's new heroes, a brand new map, some permanent game modes, balance changes that are going to shake up the entire meta, and even some wild new team ups. I watched their entire 14-minute dev talk and I'm going to break it all down and tell you what's important, and in return, you're going to subscribe to my channel and follow my Twitch because when Daredevil releases, which we'll get into, I will be the #1 Daredevil. So let's get into it. So first up, heroes. Season 4 is bringing in a new tank, a much needed tank, and Angela. This is Thor's sister. And then in season 4.5, they are dropping the aura farming GOAT Daredevil, who looks like he'll be a DPS character. Angela as a tank is super interesting because the roster has kind of been starved for a different flavor of tank, or a different tank in general. She's not your traditional bruiser or damage sponge like Hulk or Thing, and she also isn't just a stand there and hold your shield up type of tank. She's got to team up with Thor, and what that's telling me is that she's going to be a supportive hybrid tank potential. I think she can fill in a niche where she's not just holding the front line but actually enabling her team and going in with her team. So big ups to NetEase because we definitely needed a new tank in this game. Then Daredevil, man, I've been waiting for him. We don't have all the details yet, but if they design him around his agility, his precision, and mobility-based combat, he's going to be one of the most skill-expressive DPS into the game. The worry is, though, whether he ends up in the same awkward spot as Blade at launch where everybody's kind of hyped for him, but he doesn't do enough damage because they're scared to take that leap and put in a broken character into the game. But if they nail Daredevil's identity, he can instantly become a fan favorite and a meta character. We're also getting a new Convergence map, Heart of Haven, dropping September 25th. So that's going to be around the time that Daredevil drops, which is 4.5. And honestly, this is huge. Marvel Rivals desperately needs more map variety. I just did a rant on my stream about Clintar maps and those Venom maps and Araco. Every map felt really dark and dull and boring, and they kind of all look the same. So we definitely needed that variety, and every time they add a new one, it changes how people approach hero picks and team comps. Next up is team ups, and they're getting some spicy updates too. We talked about it earlier, but the new one, Divine Armory with Angela and Thor, looks to be sick. Thor gets a Thunder Spear that deals damage. It also restores 1 Thor Force to him. Plus, he can leap to it, and that's not just a little nod to the fact that they're siblings. That's a big gameplay buff to Thor's kit if you've got an Angela on your team. On the flip side, dimensional shortcut between Magic and Black Panther is now removed, which I'm totally fine with since it was one of the most useless ones. I barely saw it being played because always in ban jail. Arcane Order, which is a Strange and Wanda team up, is now getting reworked as Magic joins it. And now she can just tether 2 enemies together, slow them down. That sounds like hell if you have a Strange and Wanda on your team. And lastly, you have the most controversial one yet, Gamma Charge. Hulk and Namor still have it, but now Black Panther joins to it. He gets this Gamma Bubble when his health drops super low, almost like a passive second wind. This makes him harder to finish off, and honestly, BP already was 300 health, so he had crazy survivability. He moves at like supersonic speed, so this could end up being game breaking, which leads to Hulk getting banned. Speaking of Black Panther, let's get into the balance changes because this patch is going to be meta defining. On the buff side, we've got a Penny, Thor, Invisible Woman, Jeff, and Ultron all getting buffs. That's a pretty diverse mix. I'm especially happy to see Invisible Woman is getting a buff. It definitely felt underwhelming compared to the current high performers. Ultron getting a buff is kind of scary because he does do a lot of damage, but maybe he's going to be played more. Doctor Strange is getting an offensive power buff, which is great because let's be real, he hasn't been as strong as that season 0 Strange, especially with Emma running around. You can't really use Doctor Strange too much. Then we got the nerfs. Captain America and Emma Frost finally Emma Frost taking hits, which I think is fair. Both of them have been very high value in most comps. Squirrel Girl's long range poke is finally getting toned down, and I can't tell you how happy I am. That no skill, good for nothing, spam, obnoxious character is finally getting put in the dirt. BP's survivability is also getting nerfed, which is good. Though I worry about the new Gamma Charge team up might offset it. Psylocke's burst, Luna Snow's ultimate duration, and Loki's healing and damage all being cut down too, which is honestly needed to happen. Loki Luna has been dominating competitive all 2 seasons long. And then there's going to be buffs to obviously Blade, Scarlet Witch, and Moon Knight. Scared about the Scarlet Witch buff because, you know, it's already no skill. Moon Knight needs definitely a little bit more oomph. And Blade, obviously, I made a whole video talking about how he's a flop. so he definitely needs something. His launch was rough, so maybe this pushes him into a more playable spot. Finally, ranked placement matches are in the works. This is the biggest thing. This is the biggest piece of news we could probably get, but unfortunately, they will not be ready for season 4.0 or 4.5. This is one of those features I think the game really needs. I've been talking about it since I started making content like 4 or 5 months ago, because right now the grind feels brutal. If you get unlucky lobbies, it's not going to be the best experience. They're working on it and it's reassuring, but it sucks not getting it. And that was pretty much all that they said. They didn't get too in depth into what exactly is being changed, but overall season 4 is looking stacked. Angela and Daredevil could shake up the roster in a huge way. The new map will add some much needed variety, and the balance changes are targeting some of the biggest pain points in the game right now. My only worry right now is whether these buffs and nerfs swing too far in either direction, because Marvel Rivals has been struggling to keep the meta healthy. But if they land these changes well, it could be the best season since season 0, in my opinion. Anyway, that's my breakdown and my thoughts. What do you guys think? Are you hyped for Angela? Are you hyped for Daredevil? Like I said, I'm gonna be the #1 Daredevil. I'm gonna only be playing Daredevil for the foreseeable future when he drops in season 4.5. So make sure you tune in for that. I will be streaming my progress. So as always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.